Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Very excited to talk a little bit more about your all's project, Monuverse. Wanted to quickly just have you maybe introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then maybe give us a little insight on what Monuverse is trying to be.
Absolutely. So thank you very much for having me. I go by the name Cuentos, but my real name is Andrea. I'm based in Italy. And I first started with cryptocurrency back in 2017, of course, like small transactions, exploring things. And then I opted into the NFTs back in, I would say, June or July 2021. And because I met this person, the founder of the company I'm a partner of, that had founded this, the first Italian startup dedicated to crypto art. Which is called Reasoned Art. It was founded back in January 2021. And so I was already passionate about it. I met this guy and I just wanted to dedicate my time to Web3. So I opted in. So I've been working on Web3 full time since July, June 2021. And we created this first startup dedicated to crypto art, which is basically a 101 NFT marketplace so we got artworks from crazy, amazing artists from all over the world. Some top ones that sound super rare as well. And after that, I can tell you a little bit more about how the Monuverse idea started. So we had this live event in December 2021 in Milan. We video mapped 360-degree the Arch of Peace with the help of the artists, which are called Ouch Studio. And man, the live event was incredible. Everybody was so excited. It was really, really inspiring. And so we decided to connect the two things, the live event, the experience, and the NFT, so our job. And we started thinking about it, working with the institution to bring it to life. Because of course you're talking about a monument, so it was for this case it was protected by copyright. And we got the authorization. So Monuverse is under the authorization of the Italian Ministry of Art, Culture, and Architecture for the Milan Authority. And so I was saying we had this live event and we started planning this project out literally almost a year ago, and after we got the okay and everything done, we launched it. And so that's how Monuverse was born. And Monuverse is a crypto art project that is pushing the world's cultural heritage to the next level. What we mean by that, I usually start by talking about our motto. Our motto is merging realities. What do I mean by that is we try to connect with this project every layer of reality, starting from the physical one and going all the way to Web3. So the physical one, then we add digital art on top during a live event. In this case, was AI done by AI artists, and then we put the whole experience into a virtual experience that you can enjoy with on desktop, mobile, but even better on Oculus or similar devices. And then we go on with the NFT drop. So in this case is the first episode of Monuverse, and it's called Arch of Peace, episode 1, and it's a 7,777 series with the art done by Ouch. I guess my guess is we're gonna go in a little bit later in this, but yeah, the vision behind Monuverse is to not only to connect realities, but also to connect people and give back to history. So what do I mean by that is that percentage of revenue from every drop, every event, and anything, and on the secondary market is going to, in this case, to the local institution that takes care of the maintenance and restoration of the Arch of Peace. And this is going to be true for every other monument or statue or similar thing of our cultural heritage into Monuverse. So this was pretty much. I hope I answered your question. By the way, I probably went ahead.
No, you did great. You did absolutely fine. But that kind of wraps things up. Everybody, thanks. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, that's incredible. And one of my favorite things about your project was going actually on to the Monuverse.xyz website and looking at just how incredible this stuff is. So here in Ohio, Cincinnati, they had a thing called Blink where they projected these amazing installations onto buildings in downtown. And I know that's not that's something that's been happening for a while, but just seeing this on the arcs like that is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm really excited just to kind of see the different kinds of combinations that you can have. So there's a few things that I wanted to ask though, because we have the utilities for this NFT, just like any NFT, right? No matter if it's art or not, everyone just wants to know utility. You guys have quite a few utilities that you're kind of presenting with this as well. Do you mind speaking to a few of those?
Absolutely. So the first thing that is very important for us is the patronage opportunity. So the fact that by collecting and holding, and so by holding I mean attending virtual events and in real life events, hopefully also, you're giving back, you're helping actually history to be preserved. So it's that's one thing that doesn't sound like a utility, but it really is for us and for what we believe in. And then going on a little bit more into it, a cool thing that we're doing is if you collect and hold a Monuverse NFT, you don't only get this NFT, but also you get a free PFP and a complete 3D avatar that you can use in Monuverse, but we're trying to make it interoperable with other Monuverse platforms. And there's a catch behind it. So for every PFP drop that we do, there's going to be free for holders. There's a team behind it, right? So in this case, all characters are going to be dressed. So their style, their accessories and anything are coming from the Napoleonic era, because that's the era in which the Arch of Peace was built. So just to give a quick example, when we bring the Pyramid of Giza, for example, the PFP drop are going to be characters dressed and styled like ancient Egyptians. So we think that's pretty cool also. And the artist behind the 3D art is also an amazing artist. The art, we saw already something and it looks cool. I got my avatar myself and it's pretty amazing. But of course, we got other kind of utilities and more like Web3 utilities, like automatic whitelist for next episodes, of course, and for some rarity levels, even free mint guaranteed for next episodes when we bring in more monuments in. Then we get the token gated experiences. So what I mean by the token gated experiences is as we're building this virtual venue, as we like to call it, every event is going to be always free for holders. And events can cover concerts, brand launches, as we got some good connections there, and art exhibitions, fashion shows, anything you can imagine. And as I said, they're going to be free for holders and are going to bring probably with POAPs, some utilities and some connections with the holders and the brands and concerts and so on, and artists and so on. And another thing about token gated experiences is the educational part of it, right? So we want to, as I said, connect as many people as we can. And by that, I mean people have different interests, right? So some want to go to events, but some might just even love history and want to enjoy and visit a monument that maybe you won't be able to. So the fact that we, the monument being there in its, high definition, anything, we kind of create this virtual tourist component that allows anybody from any part of the world, that doesn't matter their income, doesn't matter anything, they can come and visit. and have incredible experiences by themselves or guided by AI powered characters. So, for example, in this case, we're going to introduce Napoleon, and this Napoleon is going to have, an algorithm that, based on what the character knew back in the day. So he is going to be your personal guide. You can ask a lot of questions to him, and that's amazing. So that's also part of the utility, as is going to be free for holders and basically paid probably through ticketing or anything by our to anything to all the people that are not holders. Sorry. And then another thing that we got is the voting rights on next monuments. So, the world is vast. There's a lot of people, and we really like to give a voice to the ones that follow us and believe in the project. And so we're going to have a community vote every time we going to bring another monument in. And of course, as I said, we got the in real life component as well. So it's important, to connect community where the community wants to be connected to. And we will provide, of course, some opportunities for flight plus hotel and VIP experiences and twists like that to our holders. Of course, I'd be lying if I said to all holders, because it could be impossible. But we're gonna create a system in which it's going to be fair and not only based on income or what kind of NFT you own. So that pretty wraps up the utilities.
Got it. Awesome. That is quite a bit of utilities too. And again, you mentioned there towards the end, but you said the pyramids of Giza, and I was like, okay. They're clearly very ambitious on the monuments they're talking about here. When I think of monuments, I think of the pyramids of Giza, right? So tell us a little bit about the process. Are you guys currently in negotiations with certain monuments or certain countries or what's the word? Like governments and things like that to do some of these monuments. And you tell us a little bit about the process. I realize there's a voting aspect to it, but at the end of the day, there's probably some red tape.
So yeah, absolutely. How it works is different countries have different rules. So, for example, Italy really protects, its heritage. So you always have to talk to the government and make sure you do things in the right way. But at the same time, is not now that we opened the path for it. We worked for almost a year on it. It's not that complicated. You just gotta, probably innovate the law, because some law only cover for commercialization of videos and pictures. But of course, they don't talk about 3D models or NFTs, as you can imagine. So we innovate the law here in Italy, and we saw that we could do in other places. But surprisingly, in the majority of the world, monuments are actually public domain. So since, for example, in the USA, there's a specific law about it. And so some of the monuments are public domain, some of the newest ones aren't. And so that, you got to go case by case. But, for example, you can talk about the Statue of Liberty is going to have a different treatment in respect of Pyramid of Giza, as they, of course, are from different countries. So yeah, absolutely. We're exploring every possibility, and it's easier when you do it with iconic monuments rather than smaller monuments. Because, iconic monuments, they already have their whole thing going on, which is easier to tap into the system. For smaller monuments, we thought it would be the opposite, but actually it's a little harder because nobody's done it before. So nobody knows what to tell you, right? They're like, yeah, you can do it, or maybe you can do it if you do that, but let me check. It's just different. But for big monuments and famous monuments, it's already written down. The process is there. You just gotta innovate a little bit, and that's what we're trying to do.
That's awesome. Love to hear, just the things that are on your all's radar, the things that you guys are thinking about ahead of time. Maybe give us a little insight on how are you guys being supported. So obviously, everyone's got a backing, whether it's personal backing or whatnot. Are you guys currently being funded by grants or groups or anything like that? Do you want to give us a little history on that?
Absolutely. So as I said before, the company behind Monuverse is called Reasoned Art. And Reasoned Art is a private company in Italy, VC backed. So we closed our first round back in June 2021. And we just closed another one for a little bit over 1 million right before Monuverse. And we started with activities for Monuverse. And we already opened another one based on every data, everything that we have for Monuverse. So the other round and a part of this previous round and the other round are just gonna go completely into the development of the vision and what we have in mind for Monuverse. And so far, the majority, I would say, 80% of VC and business angels and private equity founded us are from Italy or Europe. And but for the next round, the one that we're doing right now, the majority of it are international founds. So US, South Korea, and so on. So, people have backed us, and the more people we talk to about this, the more people are enthusiasts, and of course see the fact that we don't rely on only on minting or royalties to carry on our idea, because as you heard, is pretty ambitious. But we got some other sorts of business models integrated to that will help it to create a whole different experience. So yeah, that was my answer.
Yeah, love that. Again, I think one of the grinding points, or one of the pain points for a lot of NFT collectors and traders, is that projects seem to be doing the whole minting as a Kickstarter kind of thing, right? So it's like, oh hey, yeah, give us this money and we'll try to do this with it. But it seems very much so that you guys don't necessarily have to do that to deliver this. It's just kind of adds it and helps to it. So I'd love to hear about
because
backing.
I can give you an example here. For example, so we're in connection with some very big brands, and we work with them before, like Adidas Originals and Bulgari and so on, related to that field specifically. And picture this: you're older and you get a private event for holders in which other people around the world can join by paying a small fee, a small ticket, but only holders get a POP from this amazing virtual event. Could be a brand launch, a fashion show, or a concert, or anything that the brand can develop, because creativity is the limit, right? We don't have to be bound by the laws of physics. So we create customizable experience for brands. Holders can enjoy these amazing experiences, and it's not only an experience that just disappears. It's an experience that you bring with you, and you bring with your relationship with the artist, the singer, or the brand you participate into. And so there's of course these ticketing options, plus some other things that we could definitely talk ahead. But that's the main thing. So the brand and the artist, anything, kind of rent the place, the monument or the venue, allows us to create their vision. So really work with hundreds of artists that we got in our roster that can help create what they have in mind for the virtual event. And of course, they pay for the service also. So we got these two different stream of revenue, plus the educational aspect of it and the virtual tourism aspect of it that come into place. So that being and also, sorry, I forgot in real life events also, right? So free for holders if they want to come, they're around, if they get a Flight Plus hotel award, let's call it, and for anybody else is going to be paid for certain type of experiences. So this was kind of a summary of what we have in mind.
I love that. Again, a self-sustaining model, an NFT company based on a self-sustaining model. I really do like that, because at the end of the day, you're a business, and you gotta find different ways to support that business. And sucking money out of NFT investors isn't the way to go. So I love that you guys have ideas and a way to conduct business outside of that. So. Let's jump back into the drop itself, because that's going to be coming up sooner than later. Is that right?
Yeah, November 11th.
So November 11th, which is very, very soon. We have 7,777 unique NFTs, and I'm told that these have different kinds of rarities levels. Can you give us a little insight of that? Because this is a different kind of project. So when I hear rarities, I'm like, wait a second, what does that mean in relation to an NFT based on the art? What does that mean? Can you kind of run us through kind of the rarity breakdown?
Absolutely. So rarities are 9 for this project, and each category has a different aesthetic, let's say, and a different data set that the artist used to create the NFT. And what we will see progressing, like we're revealing right now what the categories will look like. And the first ones kind of look in a certain way, but then the further you go, the more the 3D model of the art becomes, very integrated, and the AI art and digital art really, how to say that, really becomes, I guess you could call it site specific. So, it takes in account all different part of the monument, of the 3D model of the monument, and so on. And each category has its own supply, of course. So the rarer, the less supply that is out there, plus the utility. So let's say as a rule of thumb, the more the rarer your NFT, the more voting rights you get, the more free mint chances you get, the more automatic whitelist chance you get, and more token gated experiences, and so on, and more, of course, more opportunities to travel in real life and virtual tourism. And I think that we talked about. So yeah, that's how categories work, and we can really show what the others look like, because we talked about utilities, we talked about the vision, but the art itself is really, really, really unique. Has never been done before, so it's I can't wait to show you all what we have in store. So
I was literally just about to upload a video in the office hours chat, but are you referring to screen sharing, or just like in the future showing us?
No, I mean in the future, because we're in the process of revealing it. I mean, if you look around between my profile and Monuverse profile, you could already see what I'm talking about. So far, we revealed rarity level 9, rarity level 8, and in the pinned tweet, it's one of the rarest NFTs. So we revealed that, but in the middle, there's a whole world. So yeah, what my thing is, since we want to reveal it to the whole community, it would be great, to check Twitter from now on, or jump into Discord. There are some sneak peeks there, and see what's going on.
It's really, truly incredible stuff. I really, really am a big fan. Even before I knew this project, I'm a really big fan of the projection kind of art there. Awesome.
Yeah, in this case, the second ad, it's I said something unique because the real life was a projection, but then as you take a look at the NFTs, especially the rarest ones, it's really a dialogue between not only history and the most contemporary of arts, right? Also digital art, crypto art, whatever we want to call it, but also is a thing that I've never seen before. So, for example, we can talk about art blocks, and art blocks is amazing. We love it. And, it's pure digital art, pure AI art based on algorithm. With this, to that component, we're adding a 3D model, right? And a 3D model of something historical. So it's really unique, and I hope you can take a look by yourself in the following days and see what I'm talking about.
For sure. Yeah, I'm excited to do that. So, obviously, we've talked about the drop. We've talked about your all's ambitions and the utilities behind it. Maybe let's kind of go into what the roadmap looks like after the drop. So I know there's probably a lot of different ideas and things going on. What are the next steps? After the Mint, what comes next for Monuverse?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, usually, as you know, it's hard to plan ahead, but we done it. Like we did it already because, as you know, it's not only for holders but also to get some funding. You gotta have your ideas really set in stone. Of course, leave space to creativity and opportunity. But yeah, so what we have in mind is after this drop, the holders will get in a couple months, they will get their free PFP and 3D avatar. In the meanwhile, in the back end, if you want to call it, we are developing what we want Monuverse to look like. So far, we put out a VR experience, which is in an alpha version and is only a representation of the live event, but in a virtual environment. The other aspect of it is that it's not shared. So if we're building that feature plus the support for avatars, plus the event experiences that we're talking to brands and artists again. Then I can say they're really super excited about it. And so it's gonna be it. But sorry, coming back to the roadmap itself, we're gonna have this free PFP drop coming up. And then it's going to be time for the first event. So we're going to have this mega launch of the virtual experience in its how to say that, not definite, but in a more advanced version of what it is right now, which is only alpha. And then we'll start everything that related to community voting and so on. So community voting that will decide what the next episode will be about. And so we want to state that sense of not only I'm collecting a piece of real estate, you can call it that way, or a piece of cool art. I can also collect characters from different eras. So I can get my Roman character, but also my Egyptian character, and I could get it all in a single package. So that's the whole idea. And of course, in the meanwhile, we got a very cool idea. I really cannot share it right now. I know it's something that everybody says, but it's let's say that it's related to the mechanism that Art Blocks that Art Blocks works on, but with 3D models of the monuments. And since we have connection with different artists and stuff, so it's gonna be very interesting to see. At the same time, we want our holders to feel safe. Everything that the roadmap is going to carry out. So the very big step after the free PFP is going to be the closing of the VC round, because we're talking about very, very, very high numbers that are going to allow us to build what we have in mind.
Understood. That's awesome. I love to hear that, and really interested to hear about the historical elements of the PFP and things like that, which kind of brings me to my next question here from EQ Poppy and the crowd. Is there any sneak peeks for the profile pictures that art that you mentioned that you could share with us, or maybe even share more details on what they would look like? I know you kind of hinted to it just a second ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't share it in advance. So far what we got is from the artist a look of how the PFP will look like. But we, as founders, we are getting our 101 avatars that we're going to call time travelers. So it's going to be, 4 101's avatars. And mine is, I can show you. I don't know where I can share it. It's going to be a premiere because I haven't already, but, let me see. Where do you think I can share it in the chat?
I just tagged you in the, oh, sorry. Yeah, I think you were tagged in the chat. Right?
Okay. You can see office hours chat. Okay.
That's right. Yep.
So, for example, this, as I said, is that I'm going to share is um, a very advanced draft, I would call it, of how my avatar looks like, since it's a time traveler. So it can go, we thought about these cool mechanics, and for every drop, there are also going to be time travelers for holders, not only for founders. So going to be probably the rarest ones in the collection. But that's how mine look like. As you see, the 3D art is just incredible, and I could share with you also the entire avatar, but I don't think I have it right now at hand. It could take probably too many minutes, but I will happy to share it afterwards for sure.
Excellent. No, that's amazing. I love the color work and the detail in it. For some reason, I wasn't expecting it to be 3D, even though I know you've said that several times. So that looks awesome. I love, again, the historical aspect of it as well. So awesome. Well, I want to make sure that I give you kind of the ability to maybe speak to something about the project that we haven't already talked about before we close out here. And if there's not anything, at the very least, give you the floor to kind of maybe do a last minute kind of rundown on exactly what's going on, when it's happening, how much it is, things like that.
Sure. So the drop, as we said before, is going to be on November 11th. So really 9 or 8 days from now, depending on your time zone, I guess. It's going to happen at, let me get my time straight. Okay, in the US, you should get your daylight time savings this Sunday. So on November 11th should be at noon Eastern time, the start of the, let's say, the pre-sale. And then we're going to go over we introduce these other phase between the pre-sale and the public, which is called the Believers in our case, while the pre-sale is called the Chosen Ones. And during the Believers phase, everybody that registered through our pre-mint, they don't need to win the raffle for whitelist. They just can mint right after the whitelist phase and before the public phase. And so that's how the mechanic works of the minting. The price is 0.09 for the first two phases and 0.11 for public. Since we do really want to, incentivize the minting in the first two phases, as it means that you heard about Monuverse before, you have engaged with Monuverse before, probably you really love the concept and stuff. So we're gonna have that arbitrage going on, and yeah, I would say that's pretty much how the mint will work. We have, of course, our own minting page. The smart contract is RC 721 Psi, and is being currently audited by Quit. I guess you all know Quit. That was very good to have him auditing the smart contract, and it's currently going on. And we setting up everything ready to deploy. We also have a couple more big announcements to make in regards of partnerships that we're closing right now. And I can say that one is a big exchange, and the other one is a very big crypto art collector in the space. So we're pretty excited, and we can really wait to get to November 11th and see how the whole things rolls up. But either way, we're still building like 3-6 months, 1 year in advance what we have in mind, not only for the drop. We are a very diverse, I would say, and big team, you could say. So we're more than 15 people. Yeah, no, definitely around 20 people if you count, of course, everybody that's handling like moderators, community managers, and our amazing collab managers, and plus, all the team behind Reason Art that is working on this project also. So we're a lot of people. We're working on the mint. We talked about the dynamics. We talked about anything else, but also, keep in mind that we're also, looking further in time to make everything that we put in the roadmap and our vision to reality.
That's awesome. I love to hear that, and excited for your ultimate as well. Well, one thing I want to add here at the end, gosh, sorry, I got something stuck in my throat, is one of my favorite things about your all's project, the page, at least, monuverse.xyz, is when it lists all of the members of the project, everyone, they all have like very historic kind of names, like the Grand Master, the Patron, the Enchantress, and my favorite is the Lord of Decentralization. So I just really like the touch there, to go above and beyond and name these employees kind of historical kind of names. It was very fun.
Thank you. That we put a little effort there too. And for Lord of Decentralization is funny because that's our CTO. So he developed the whole smart contract, the whole concept, and we make fun of him in a good way because he's how to say that, a patron for decentralization. Like everything that we created so far, he stated that okay, we do it in a decentralized way, or I won't work here anymore. So, that's the whole, thing behind its name. So to make fun of it in a good way, we gave him his name and he agreed on it. And so it was kind of funny.
Yeah, I love that. No offense to him, he looks like a guy who would be big on decentralization as well. I love Web3 vibe too. Well, again, thank you so much for this wonderful conversation. Thanks for being here. Everyone, thanks for listening to this live, listening to this later on. That's my dog telling me I got to wrap it up. But thank you for listening here to the end. Always really appreciate it. Make sure you go follow Monuverse. Again, their website's monuverse.xyz. You can find them on Twitter. You need to get to their Discord to stay in touch. And again, enter that raffle, because not only is that raffle for possibly a free mint, but it's for an allow list, but it's also for the whitelist to mint it after the fact. So you definitely want to get in there. So again, thanks so much, everyone, and have a great night.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you for having me. See you soon.
You did great, man. Thank you so much.
Have a great night.